Hi, what's up? I'm your host from the channel Massive Code and welcome to my first Python tutorial from my new series Python tutorial for absolute beginners. So just before I begin this tutorial, for those of you guys who don't have Python 3 installed, I have a previous video in which I explain how to install Python 3. Links will be in the description. Once you have installed Python 3, you can click on the start menu, type in ideally, and click on this, which should land you up in a window like this. So let's begin with the actual tutorial. So I want to begin this tutorial by explaining what a variable is. A variable, you can look at it as like a box to which we could put any value inside it. We could either put the number 3 into the box, we could either put your name into the box, you could either put the whole sentence into the box, you could pretty much put anything into that box. So how do we create a variable in Python? As simple as writing box equals to 1. What we just did here was we created a variable called box and we put the value 1 inside the variable box. Now if we tell Python to print box, Python is going to print the value that was inside box, which is 1. Now let's say we want to put my name inside the box instead of a number. So let's make a new variable, call it channel, and put 2 quotes, and in between I'm gonna put my channel's name, which is Massive Code. Now when I hit enter, there has been a variable created with the name channel and it has the value Massive Code. Now this is called a string in Python. Anything that is between 2 double quotes or between 2 single quotes is called a string in Python. If you're wondering why is there quotes, it is just so Python can tell when you are beginning a sentence and when you are ending it. So I'm telling Python that I'm starting my sentence here, or I'm starting my word over here, and this last quote tells Python that I have finished writing the word or the sentence or whatever I'm going to be putting inside this area. So now let's print channel. So Python gives us the value of channel, and there we go. Python returns the value Massive Code because we assigned the value Massive Code to the variable channel. Now also you could print strings directly without putting them into a variable like this. I could also put a double quote and write my string over here, and there we go, it will print Massive Code. Now also if I put a single quote as the starting point for Python and a single quote as the ending point for Python and hit enter, there we go, it gives us the same result. Now you might be wondering, what is the difference between double quotes and single quotes? Well, the answer would be, let me real quick open a notepad here. Let's say we want to print a sentence, I don't eat my green. But notice that in this sentence, it includes a single quote within the sentence, which means now when I try to print, let's copy this, and when I try to print this in Python over here, I cannot be putting single quotes as the starting point because Python will assume that this is the ending point, and then Python is going to get confused with the rest of the letters. So what I'm going to be doing is, if I be putting a double quotes over here as the starting and ending point, Python is going to have no trouble printing the single quote that was within the sentence. Now let's just try the opposite. Let's say we have a sentence with double quotes that is included within the sentence. So if we copy this and try to print this in Python, we cannot be using double quotes, and we have to be using single quotes since there is double quotes included within the sentence. So there we go. That is the difference between single quotes and double quotes in Python. Now let's say we have a sentence that includes a single quote within the sentence as well as a double quote in the same sentence, like this. Now what do we use here? Let's try to print this real quick in Python, and it is obvious that we cannot be using single quotes, either double quotes, because the single quotes as well as the double quotes are both included in the sentence. So here comes the backslash. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be putting a backslash behind each quote, which is part of the sentence. Now what Python is going to do is Python is going to totally ignore this quote, and Python is not going to consider this quote valid as a starting point or an ending point because of this single backslash just before the quote. So now if I try to put single quotes as the starting point and the ending point, it is going to work. As well as I can put a double quote as the ending point, as the starting point and the ending point, and it is going to work as well. So the main point is this backslash that is right behind each quote that is within the sentence, which tells Python to consider these quotes invalid for a starting or ending point. Okay, so now what we're going to be learning is, let's say we want to print massive code. Now as you can see, it prints massive code straight away. Now let's say we want massive to be on one line and code to be in the next line. How are we going to be doing that? Let me show you real quick. If we just put a backslash, the backslash is kind of a real magic in these strings. So if I put a backslash and I put an N, and this whole thing tells Python, tells Python that it should make a new line after the word massive, and then this is going to go in a second line. So if I hit enter, there we go. It prints massive, and there we go. It prints code in a new line, and it's all because of this backslash. So this backslash with N prints a new line, and if we put a backslash just before the quote, which is included in the sentence, Python is going to kind of ignore it. So that's pretty much for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. Support my channel by subscribing and like this channel if you have enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Goodbye.